Hello and good morning from Cirencester. It's John here again. This is going to be a little quick one, I think. Hopefully, you never know. I've just been into town to buy some stuff from Marks & Spencer's because they don't deliver yet, which is kind of frustrating for my mum and dad. It was interesting because I bought a few bits and pieces, and of course I couldn't buy it all in one go with the tap thing, so I had to split it into a couple of shops. Anyway, the point I was going to make is I came across this little place in Cirencester where it's a little piece of grass where people keep walking across and cutting the corner off it, and I thought this was a really good analogy for how our thoughts can get stuck in certain pathways. So here's the pathway that you can see here, and you can see straight away this is where people are cutting the corner off as they come around the corner here. There's a road here. It's kind of hard to tell, but there's a road here, and you can come up this road, and obviously you're making it going to go turn left up there, and of course it's really obvious. You're just going to cut straight across that pathway. Aren't you? You're going to make that pathway every single time, and it's going to be the most easy way to get from here to where you need to go over there. And everybody walks that way, and because it's the easiest way to go. And that's what happens in our brains when we repeat the same things over and over again. And we repeat the same patterns, we do the same moves, and it can be really hard to change those habits from the path that's been worn really hard, like this, into a new path. Because obviously if you want to set a different path and choose a different habit, you're going to have to choose to go round where you used to go, and that's going to be hard. It's going to be tricky every single time. You're going to be so tempted just to cut the corner and go, oh, do you know what, I'm just going to do the way I always used to do it because it's the easiest way. Rather than going around the new pathway and cut a new path. So I just thought it'd be a really interesting analogy. I use it a lot, but it's the first time I've actually kind of thought, oh, do you know what, I'm going to do a live that specifically targets the actual path that's been created by people walking across it. Now obviously in your own brain you can do these things where you can see they put bollards up here to try and indicate that that's the edge of an area, but it's not going to stop people cutting across, of course. You could put up a sign that says do not walk on the grass, which actually is over here. So over here there's a sign that says, you can't read it from here, but there's a sign that says do not walk on the grass, even though that, and you can see there's a little I can walk across there, leave my stuff over there. So you can see they've actually put a fence up around the edge here to try and stop people cutting the corner off on this side here. And you can see that's obviously working. It works perfectly well. But it won't stop everybody, and a few people will still be cutting across that grass. If they're in a bit of a hurry and they want to go across and they want to cut the corner off. But enough people are not doing it that the grass has actually grown back, so there isn't actually a path that people could walk on that part over there. So it's just a little analogy for our lives. Morning Sarah, how you doing? If you want to start trying to form new habits, sorry, wandering all over the road. Poor old lady's trying to get across, and I'm wandering around the little path that she was trying to walk through, so I just got to get out of her way. Yeah, thanks Gregory, that's good. Yeah, so, and actually if I think about it, I've just seen a guy coming through over there. There's a can't see how you get to it. Yeah, so there's actually a little metal fence as well, just to the side of there as well. Obviously to stop people running straight across there. Sorry, so it wasn't you. And obviously you're trying to get through the little gap there. Hey Lisa, how you doing? Well, I have my this is my COVID glove on. I've been carrying the shopping that I just bought. I've also, actually interesting enough, anyway, sorry, just to finish the analogy, obviously if you want to start building new habits in your life, you have to do the hard work to embed the new habits on the new pathway, and you can put up those little fences to stop you doing the little habits that you've been doing all your life up till now, and try and stop yourself going across the short pathway that you've been used to going, to break those habits. So I mean, I've been doing it myself this week, interestingly enough, and yesterday a lady called Emma, I can't remember her surname, she calls herself the automation queen, was talking about, do you follow your own advice as a coach? And I was saying, actually this week I have been following my own advice. I've been doing my morning routines, I've been building those up and getting them back, the same sort of stuff that I would recommend to other people to do, and it's had a huge effect on my life this week. I've got myself into a little routine of getting up late and being lazy and not doing the things that I should be doing. I feel like I ought to be doing that would improve my life. And so I've been putting back into place the things that I would teach my clients if I was helping them to get out of depression. I'm not actually struggling with depression, but I could feel myself in that sort of slope that we've talked about in the last couple of days, kind of just sliding down into negativity. And so I've put in the practice the things that I would teach other people, and now we're building it up again. So it's all cool. It's all cool in that respect. Emma Hammond. There you go. That's the same name. Emma Hammond. Hi Emma, if you're watching this. What was I saying? I can't remember now. Who was on? Somebody was on a second ago, and I was going to talk to them about something, wasn't I? Well, whatever it was I was going to talk about, maybe I'll talk about it tomorrow. You never know. Habits, I suppose it was, isn't it? Anyway, hope you're having a lovely day. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you've got to find a reward. Thanks very much, Sarah. Yeah, you've got to find a reward system for helping you to do the new habit more often, or some sort of pain for doing the old habit. And of course, the problem a lot of the time is that those habits that we've got, there's a short-term reward for doing them typically. A classic one is eating chocolate. You eat chocolate now, or the burger. In fact, God, I heard a statistic yesterday that apparently KFC have done more business in the last couple of days than they would normally have done in the whole of the previous month in previous years or something like that. And there were people queuing for like 2 hours to get a KFC in the drive-through. Absolutely insanity, if you ask me. Why anyone would do that is just ridiculous. I can understand the idea of, hey, yeah. I kind of thought myself, it'd be nice to go and have a KFC or something. But why would you do that? Why would you queue up for that amount of time just to have something like a KFC? God, I really thought that. Well, maybe it's just like a snapshot of a certain part of our society. But I was hoping that with everybody being kind of forced to live at home and cook their own food and not go out to takeaways and things over time, then we might start to become a bit more of a more sustainable society. Actually, today's Blinkist book, I've been talking about Blinkist every day. So today I've been listening to Blinkist.com. There's a book called Food Fix today. That's the 15-minute Food Fix today. I've been listening to it as I walked into town. It's a whole book. Great. It's all about the food industry and how it's affecting the economy, the society, all sorts of stuff. It's just a brilliant little, say, 15-minute read or listen, audio. In fact, it is audio on these things. Absolutely fantastic. Yes, I was sliding into depression, but I wasn't really sliding into depression. I was kind of just stepping out of it. So, and that's what I've been talking about all this week. So it's cool. Anyway, so hopefully that's helpful to a few people. It's a bit of a rambly one. I was actually meant to keep it short. I'll tell you what, something else I was going to talk about, because I can't hold the phone and the cup, and so I had this took this cup with me. This is a takeaway. Yes. Oh God, yeah, KFC, crazy. So I took this cup with me just in case there was a coffee shop open and I was going to walk past Costa. But there's actually a little coffee van, little local coffee van man. So I went to him instead, and I walked up to it, and he said, "Hey, do you want me to use your cup?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he says, "Do you mind wiping it before I use it?" And I was like, "Oh, that's going to be awkward because I only have one hand." So we did. So wiped it and everything, and then he made the coffee in little espresso jugs, and then poured it straight into my cup. So they didn't even touch my cup at all. And he had this really cool coffee lid thing as well, not for me but for the takeaway cups as well, so he wasn't touching the coffee cups either, for his customers. Really clever, really well thought out kind of process for keeping customers and the coffee shop separate. Really clever, really good guy. A lovely chat with him. We've got a potential business little venture that we've spotted as well, a little gap in the market, so there might be a little bit more on that in the future. We'll see. Anyway, so I got myself a little takeaway coffee. Fantastic, yay! First like barista coffee I've had for months. So there's a lady coming this way. I wonder if she's going to cut across the grass. Or if she's going to go, oh, she's going round. She's going round. Maybe she saw me. I was too close to the pathway. Anyway, take care, guys. See you later. Have a nice weekend. Take care for now. Oh, Chris, how you doing? Just on a slightly different note, Chris watching now. I was actually talking to the coffee shop owner about you. weirdly enough. Isn't that strange? We were just chatting about a potential little business venture that we came across while I was in the coffee shop. It's not a coffee shop, but like a coffee van out in the middle of town. And I was saying how I once knew a hairdresser who had somebody come into his shop to say, could you do an online booking system for like £250 a month? And the hairdresser had come to me, not directly because we went through Jeff obviously, to say whether or not we could do an online booking system for less than £250 a month. And that's where the gem of the idea for Diary Booker eventually came out. And Diary Booker is still going, just barely hanging on in these times. I hope you're doing all right, Chris, with COVID, because obviously hairdresser, tricky. You had a couple of stores, I think, didn't you? So hope life is doing well and you're doing all right and succeeding okay in these interesting times. Yeah, so we had the idea for diarybooker.com, just about hanging on now. Still got a few customers left, and a few people have just put us on hold and said they want to start up again when it opens up again. So yeah, still going, still not making much of a profit though, just about breaking even after 10 years. 10 years it's been, can you believe that? With 11 years actually, isn't it, Chris, since we first met? Yeah, so there you go, little interesting side note there that you popped on just as I was talking about it. Yeah, I can imagine it must be tough for you. Yeah, we've got a few of my clients are hairdressers and beauticians and so forth as well, so still. Yeah, and tattoo studios as well. We've had quite a few tattoo studios, weirdly enough, so all good stuff. Anyway, I hope you guys have a lovely weekend. I will catch you all later. Take care. We must catch up properly again sometime, Chris, after all this has been released and let go. Anyway, bye for now. Take care. Have a lovely weekend, everyone. Bye for now. I said bye for now about 10 times now. Take care.